once we're live on both, we turn epic music back on. Hell yeah. And I'm gonna go grab my drink from outside. I'll be right back. I needed a power chilling, so I just do it out in the snow. Hey. No, thank you. No. No, I don't feel I'm going to. Building will be stale as fuck. Did you say get that ducking ad off my screen? You know what it is. You know what it is. We're live, so I can't say it. So I just gotta say, you know what it is. Yeah. Oh. What the heck? Got logged out of cyberspace. Like the first time in ever. Like during the intro, it doesn't matter because like people watching the stream are just hearing epic music. That all quickly comes to a fade when we switch over to that next scene. Alright, everybody's in. Let me go ahead and do this so everybody has Siren Stage. And now we'll switch over. Or not. Not gonna do the thing that I told you to do. Ow, that doesn't even make sense. Hold on, my stream might say. No. Yeah, because it's the way I got it set up is I'm pulling the audio sources directly, and it's only on the next scene. Okay. Okay, now my voice should sound better on stream. Theoretically. Cool. All right. Now I hit the button and it does the thing? No, sure doesn't. All right. So now I can just click this button and just make it do the thing automatically.
But can you?
And I just wanted to show that I have the Mars cam.
Yeah.
Proof that I did it.
It's a good cam. So proud of you.
It's vacant.
There's no Mars, but
Yeah.
it's real. It's real. It's live.
She'll end up in
yet.
the room at some point tonight, and you can throw her up in her place of honor.
Yeah, exactly. I need to set up a button so I can turn the camera on and off without needing to go into studio mode and do all that jazz.
That should be a simple button to set up too, shouldn't it?
Yeah, but so should the other one that didn't fucking work. So
that is fair.
I was about to say, oh yeah, well, joke's on you, because now it's all really weird for your setup there, but I can see you're fixing it already.
Yeah. No, that was just me not actually doing anything with Fantasy Grounds on that side. Okay, wait, but here we go. Brindletown should be playing now whenever Sirenscape decides to catch up.
It
I
sure
hear it.
is.
I don't hear it yet, so.
All
Probably
right.
not loud enough.
I hear it just fine.
Oh, there it goes. It's
It's
just started
perfect
for me.
volume.
Just started for me. That's how long it took.
Oh.
Because, to send it to you guys is real quick, but to, send it from here all the way to here.
You never know.
Also, I got to readjust my camera, too, because, now that I got the bigger monitor, I had to slide the camera over. So now I'm, in the wrong area.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch. Anyway, so, hey, at the end of last session, I said we'd have a new layout this time, and I fucking lied to you. I lied to you not on purpose, though. In retrospect, I think that, we're coming up to, a crescendo moment in the story here, I feel like. And it kind of makes sense that, when we close out this arc, then we could do something new, so then that way it feels all fresh and new. So it was kind of after thinking about it, in retrospect, I was like, alright, let's not do the new layout just yet. The new layout's 90% done. We could technically use it today, it just doesn't have all the bells and whistles. But it just makes more sense to stick with this until we finish up the current arc that we're in. And then we'll switch over. And then by then, hopefully we'll have the new character portraits and all that shit too. What were you gonna say?
I was about to say, and how long do you think that is? Because that's our artist is we'll need time.
In my defense,
No,
everyone's
nothing.
descriptions are hey, do the same thing.
There you go,
could-
copy paste.
Sin could have this done by next week. I've seen Sin do it.
Yeah.
I just have to sit down and type everything. That's work.
I have to think of physical changes that Thrain is going to be taking.
Hey, Cliff, could you cut off limbs and shit that would scar people's faces so I could do something different?
Also, just describe differently, did he add things to his outfit?
Yeah.
Say less,
well,
man.
Except for
I-
mine.
Be gripping
Oh.
his dagger, or
Don't do Desmond because I already finished Desmond's art. But everyone else, fuck them
well,
up.
What I'm hearing is I gotta start maiming people.
so Desmond did want to give someone a prosthetic.
Prosthetic arm?
Yeah,
I just want to do it because I can.
I know.
Hey, random dude, here's a gift.
Now Sin's gonna be adding that fucking Winter Soldier alt.
Mhm.
Alright. So I lied to you. I'm sorry. It was not ill intent. This makes more sense this way. With that being said, also, just sidebar, I was watching the stream back earlier, and this is a fucking nice looking layout. There is nothing wrong with this layout. Doesn't need to be updated. But yeah. Anyways, who wants to do recap?
Before recap, side note, it is 1 year.
It is. Kinda. It's a little bit more than 1 year, I think, right?
Just shy.
2 days.
2 days.
Is it 2 days shy?
Yeah. Sunday.
Yeah.
We started on my mom's birthday.
Best thing she's ever
Bad
given
omen.
us.
Liver!
If she watches, I'll be surprised. She'll ever find out about it.
Nope.
I'll ruin my reputation. She likes me for some reason.
Yeah. Do you care?
No. Yeah, 1 year. That's crazy. And this is episode 39. So we missed a few weeks in between there, but like in general, a 40 episode campaign is pretty fucking good, and there's no immediate signs of stopping or anything. So
No.
hey.
If anything, it almost feels like we're just starting to hit the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. It's like, okay, there's the prologue. Now let's actually get into this.
That's right. That's right. You guys are almost done with the tutorial.
We're leaving Act 1.
No, you're leaving Act 0. That's all prologue shit. You haven't even hit Act 1 yet.
Yeah.
We're exiting the Nautiloid. Shit.
Oh, shit. I mean, this is all going to come crashing and burning.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I take it. Megan, do recap? You usually do. I had no time today.
I can.
I cannot. I gotta go check the stove.
Okay, bye.
That was so delayed.
What?
I did the oh no, the sound effect, the dun 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 dun. I did it like when you said it's all gonna come crashing and burning, and it like just did it.
No, it didn't.
Why is it so delayed on this? Hold on, let me see. Do I need to refresh
Yeah, you
something
need
on
to
this end?
reset your shit, because
Yeah.
it did it a bit ago. Okay, so last session started with Desmond and a completely ruined tome of his and depression. But with some good rolls and hefty research and 3 downtime events, he was able to get that bad boy less looking like a pile of soup. And yeah, regained his most all of his research into creating his, is it a weapon he's trying to make?
I don't know if he's ever described what he's making to everybody yet.
Regardless, he
No,
did
it's
the
just been a
thing.
research project.
Yay! And Thrain attuned to his
Brain hungry.
thing, and it has some detriments, and he's hungry and whatnot. That was actually the session before that, but the Wand of Orcus is now wielded by Sir Thrain. Or this replica, maybe? We'll find out.
It's a replica. From what we were told.
Yep. Any hoozle doozles. Nell is doing some morning training in the chapel that nobody ever fucking goes to. And mysterious figure who we can only assume is a member of the people of Amethil, which is the group that doesn't want Amethil to have a ruler. Maybe, or rather, maybe a leader, maybe just a member, and is talking to Nell post-workout about how they didn't attack the actual water supply that goes to the people. They destroyed a fountain because they don't like that the town's wealth and prosperity is being used merely as decoration as opposed to being used properly. Things aren't quite as they seem, it would seem. The dragon card seems slightly sus with a few things that have led to before this. So Nell is even more eyebrow raised at this point of something's up here. Don't know what it is, but something's up. But that's probably something for a later time, as we've got too much going on right now and are gotta get the hell out of here. And we have, at this point in time, 5 days until our trial in Durian. From there, Nell, Roderick, and Thrain head to the dig site, do a little bit of digging, but the other guard there are like, don't bother. They're bringing a thing over to do a bunch of digging, and Thrain and Nell are like, we're still gonna work until that happens. And then that giant thing comes, and it's like a giant drill shovel thing. Clifford, why don't you describe the thing? Because I'm not
Excavator?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, think
I'm
of
still
like a
thinking.
medieval backhoe, medieval excavator, something like that.
Mm-hmm. They did a thing, and it's digging the sand way faster than we ever could, which is great. So we decided to head back, which makes perfect time for Nell to go, so Thrain, by the way, in the camp, there was a diary from those bandits. They were recently in Numpton, and they write about killing some miners and merchants. So please reach out to your family to ensure they are safe. He starts thinking about the correct words to do a sending to them.
Yeah, he kind of just zones out for a bit, just thinking about that as we walk back.
Mm-hmm. We finally make it back. Roderick goes in his room and pulls out the blindfold given to him by his mysterious friend from the coin, who has told Roderick to refer to him as John, but Nell calls them Coin. This blindfold is to make it so he can be more aware of whether or not his mind is currently being manipulated by the Hag Countess or Zendraxis or any other powers that be, basically. He's trying to, I guess, take part of him back by making it more obvious if he's in one of those scenarios, because he'd be able to see versus not see. He's getting used to it, practicing doing some things. Does a quick crafting. Then goes, yeah, I think I'm starting to get this. We know the crafting wasn't that day. Thinks he's starting to figure out the blindfold. Goes, then slowly makes his way downstairs to the concierge and is like, could you send a bed maiden up to my room, please? And then he's fumbling with the money. And Thurain's there eating his endless amounts of food, which is
I'm drinking.
mostly drinking and eating all of the food the bar has to offer.
That's fair.
Sees Roderick blindfolded and struggling to try to count the correct amount of money, and just sort of wanders over to make sure the correct amount gets out as Roderick
I'm watching. I'm entertained.
Yeah, and he does his best, and upstairs he goes. Meanwhile, Nell's walking around town trying to see if they can get any intel on the people of Amethil. When they come back, they go to speak to Roderick, but when they knock on the door, a woman who is only in her underwear opens the door, giggling, does a nice shh, and gets Nell to come on in. Roderick is also in his underwear and is blindfolded, trying to locate this woman. So Nell, of course, puts Pass Without a Trace on themselves and her, and they're just messing with Roderick for a bit before Nell admits they're in there and has a talk like, "Hey, listen, after the last battle, you looked pretty messed up mentally. Do you want to talk? Everything's okay. I'm here for you." And he's like, "Nah, that's why I'm blindfolded now." And that totally made sense to Nell. Um, the blindfold was to make things better. Sure. So with a nod, Nell ends up leaving, removes Pass Without a Trace off the woman so he can continue practicing with this cat and mouse game or whatever, of getting used to having a blindfold. And I'll go to sleep. And then Thrain and Desmond make their way to the Schmithy because Desmond's mithril has arrived. It is ready. And we have the most epic blacksmithing montage between Desmond and Thrain, using both methods from the Shadowfell and the Great North Numpton to make mithril armor that involves all sorts of weird things, like, Thrain putting metal into the fire and taking it out with his bare damn hands. There's some prayers, there's hammering techniques, but all in all, things went gloriously, and the blacksmith himself, the owner of the armory, was very impressed with their work. And their work was very impressive because they made a whole set of half plate in one day and still had leftover materials. And at the end, the smithy was like, "Ah, and now we drink," and they all took flaming shots. Meanwhile, Roderick's been attempting to craft while having his blindfold on. Nell's continued lurking around, trying to figure out what the hell's up with. Either the Dragon Guard, who don't seem to be doing any investigation despite saying, no, we've got this, and in fact we order you not to help, and has no leads on how to get in talks with anyone of the people of Amethil. They go and check out the dig site. Progress is going wonderful, and then they go back to the tavern, and eventually them and Roderick are enjoying a meal when Thrain and Desmond return. Of course, Thrain says something first, but then Roderick goes, "Ah, Thrain is here. I can smell him." Because we all know smithing went wonderful. This is Desmond's first time seeing Roderick with the blindfold. It's, what? Whatever. Anyways, everybody's chatting, discussing what they've been up to, and I forget what happens that makes a sound that Roderick almost can see the entire room.
So Desmond enhances his wisdom, and then all of a sudden, for a brief second, Roderick can see the whole room as if he had his eyes.
He sees a waitress about to trip over a patron's foot. And so with quick reaction time, he takes a knife and he throws it to try to throw it near the foot to make that guy move the foot out of the way. But we all know how rolls go in D&D, so he gets this knife straight through the guy's foot. Hey, the waitress didn't trip, so, mission accomplished.
Was it leg that he hit?
His foot.
That was his foot.
It was his foot?
It was his foot.
I thought he missed the foot because he nat one.
No, he meant to miss the foot because he nat one. He hit the foot.
Yeah, okay.
He was trying to spook the guy into moving his foot out of the way. Instead, he just...
Technically, he did that.
Yeah, he did. He moved his foot real quick, I bet.
Yep, and the waitress did not trip. Mission accomplished. He's the results guy, as we know.
Yep.
Oh, wait. I don't know why my brain just put together that he just threw a knife at someone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Go on.
Nope.
Don't worry about it.
Yep. Don't worry about it. My brain just realized, wait. My brain finally fully processed that he just threw a knife at someone.
Yeah,
Go on.
that's
No,
where
thanks.
it ended at, with us being like, Roderick, what are you doing? And he's like, the results guy. She didn't trip.
Which is 100% true.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that's where we are going to pick up tonight. Let me find some nice tavern music. Not that Brindletown is bad or anything, but
Switching it up.
Sirenscape has been so slow lately, dude. I really, 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 really need to curate my own playlist of songs and then not have to rely on Sirenscape.
Or you could just go to Opus.
Opus I was thinking about doing, but I don't know.
I can give you my login info for Opus. You can test it out one day.
How's this sound?
Hang on. Yeah, there's some background
Good enough.
tavern.
Cool.
I had to turn it up a bit, but it's there.
All right. Also,
So that
Sin,
just happened.
is your camera not on?
I'm stuffing my face right now.
Okay. You all witness Roderick grab the knife out of Thrain's hand, stand up, whip it across the room, sticks right in this guy's foot.
And Nell is going to now, after the quick interaction of, you just did that! What the fuck, dude? Get up and move over there. Sir, I am so sorry about that. Let me take care of that for you. And they're going to, of course, get the knife and lay on hands the wound immediately.
Okay, give me a straight charisma check.
Not a save, a check.
Yep. Okay, dirty 20. The guy, he's like yelling out as you walk over there, and you pull the knife out, and he winces, and you lay on hands on his foot, and he's like, Hoorah! And he looks at you, and he's like, hello.
They have a quick smirk, and they're like, sorry about that. My friend can be a little overzealous when he's drunk. I don't even know why he threw it.
Like, eyes travel towards the direction you point as you point towards Roderick. What? How's Roderick standing right now?
Oh, he's still sitting.
Oh, he's still sitting?
Blindfolded like he's Karate King.
And the guy's like, how does that even happen?
I don't know. He's trying to prove that he can see even though he has a blindfold on. I've got no answers for you, sir.
So, he accidentally threw it over here?
Something like that. He said a waitress was about to trip and he was trying to get you to move your foot out of the way and apparently hit your foot on accident.
The guy clear across the bar is like gauging the distance that he had to throw this knife blindfolded to hit him in the foot. He's like, how about You buy me a drink and we forget about this.
Deal.
And he like looks over and he's like, I
What are
got
you
room at
having?
the table if you want to sit down and have a drink with me.
What's he look like, Cliff?
He's like kind of gristled. He looks like he just got done working like a 12-hour shift and like came here before stopping to shower. His clothes are kind of raggedy, a little dirty. And you noticed that like his feet underneath the shoe were dirty.
Now we'll order the same drink that she's getting him and just sit down and be like, so what is it that you do that that leaves you like this after a long day?
Oh, it's whatever I can get by with. Me and a couple boys, we've been tasked to clean the outside walls, so long days on a scaffolding in the sun, making sure that the stone doesn't get too eroded by the sand. This is my good foot. And he like rubs the like hole in his shoe.
Well, then it's a good thing I was able to patch it up before any true damage happened.
You like a cleric or something?
Not quite. Paladin.
Paladin? Like one of those fancy ones who were trained?
For the most part. I didn't get to complete my training, unfortunately. My teacher died before that could happen, but...
Takes a swig, he's
a
like,
few
shame,
years of
real
training
shame.
under my belt.
So
But I am more than capable.
what does one have to do to become a paladin?
Nell opens their mouth as if they are so sure what they're going to answer at first. And then they close it again and think a bit deeper on that. It's more than just the physical aspect, more than the training. There's a lot of figuring out what your true will is, what it is that you're trying to put your whole self behind. Finding your oath.
Don't you just gotta wank off some god or something?
Actually, my gifts have nothing to do with a god. My gifts are my own, and only from my will pushing through to achieve exactly what I want.
He like leans in, he's like, what is it that you exactly want? That's
that
his
a charisma throw?
roll.
Nell smiles and shakes their head. Well, for now, I'm working on attempting to bring peace where I can. Fight my ass off. I'm here with the rest of the Eclipsing Order, so...
Oh, you're one of them there.
In the flesh.
I guess that's twice now you saved me then. I reckon I owe you somehow.
You don't owe me anything. This is all just part of the job that I took and upholding the oath that I have. But I suppose if I was to take anything, it might just be information about anything you can tell me with how things work around here. I'm always curious about the interpolitical workings.
I got a nice cozy place we can go back to, and I can tell you all about it.
I am all set on that one, sir. I am exhausted after a long day, much like yourself.
Exactly. Go back, wash up, nice comfy bed.
Nell just nods and goes, "That's not going to go anywhere, sir." I'm
Yeah.
flattered, though.
He takes a sip and he sits back, and he kind of has a defeated smile on his face. Can't blame a guy for trying. Well, thank
I'll
you
leave you to your
for the drink and for the foot. I don't know much about socio-political going-ons.
It was more of I had heard that some people are not pleased with the Dragon Guard, and I'm trying to figure out where that all stems.
Well, yeah, I could see that. The Dragon Guard are a relatively new facet to the city. They've only been here less than a decade. And when they came in, they kind of just assumed the law, and everybody was just supposed to start listening. And for the most part, everybody did. But given everything that Sandscale has been through, not everybody was quite so happy to see a dominant authority figure we did just fine without him before, and I reckon people think we could do just fine without him today.
That makes sense. Well, I appreciate talking to you. Glad that your foot's okay. Enjoy your drink and have a good night. Nell just gets up and wanders back over with everyone else.
See y'all from the table to see Nell sitting down at the table. This guy's kind of like leaning in, talking, kind of leaning back out.
He's trying so hard, and Nell's just like not flirting at all. But yeah,
Does Desmond
Nell's
or
back with the gang.
Thrain say anything at all while Nell's over there having this conversation?
You're muted.
Seconds after Roderick steals Thrain's knife, he's just gonna reach over, pluck his up, just start going back to town on his food, and then it processes like what he did. Hold on, what? Why?
The question
Is why?
when you reach true enlightenment, you won't need to ask such questions.
And I haven't, and I still want to know why.
I have to explain for such small minds. The young waitress across the way was preparing to deliver some food, and the gentleman's foot was in the way. I prevented her from falling.
So you threw a knife at him.
Yes.
Whatever.
And as you can see, there's no waitress that has fallen. You're welcome.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
Desmond's gonna like lean towards Roderick and like look like it's about to poke him in the face. And
No
see if he.
You should
Or
still
make it-
have enhanced ability on, so you can go ahead
Oh,
and give me
yeah.
a perception check if you want.
How long does this last?
Enhanced ability?
Mm-hmm.
It's a long
Probably
one.
like an hour.
An hour, yeah.
Oh. So yes, we shall. What? Why did roll? Is it supposed to be
Mhm.
advantage?
Advanced ability, yeah.
That's still pretty
Would
bad.
that just balance it out because he's blindfolded?
Yeah, technically you should be still blinded.
It's still the 7 was it dropped to 7 and it was a 7. So you rolled a 7.
Give me a stealth roll, Sin. Why do you have advantage on stealth?
Because my new armor.
In the boots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Then he wouldn't notice you putting your finger in front of his face.
Yeah. He's like kind of going like he's gonna jab at him a few times, and after no reaction, he just sits back down.
I'm assuming this is about when Nell returns to the table.
You come back to seeing that.
Like,
If you can master that, it'll be impressive to see you do it with a gun on the battlefield.
That'd be cool. I want to see that one day.
I don't want him blindfolded firing a weapon.
Ah,
That
yes.
sounds terrifying.
Nell has returned.
You hear the same guy in the background. Ooh.
How long have you had it on?
At this level of enlightenment, time has no meaning.
Have you took it off since you requested the bed maiden?
No.
He certainly
more-
had it
been
on
about
when I was
24
in the room
hours.
with the bed maiden.
Been more than 24 hours. I know that.
Desmond does a double take at Nell, then just shakes his head and looks back at Roderick.
Not like that.
You want to spend your off days doing whatever you want. I'm not judging.
We listen and we don't judge.
I just went to speak with him and she was in there, okay?
And you went in anyways?
Because she was
I
messing with
don't
him while
want
he
to
was blindfolded.
continuously hear the story.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to know why. I just want to know. Just wanted to confirm that you went in while he had a bed maiden in there. Understood.
I put Pass Without a Trace on her so she could mess around with him more. So
that
he-
makes less
Desmond
sense.
gets up,
Okay.
Okay, I'm done hearing this story. And he starts to walk out.
There was
Oh, God.
nothing that happened. Ugh.
Yes, your puny minds cannot perceive such enlightenment. I understand.
I'm
It's
going
okay.
to bed. Good night. Leave money on it. Leave 2 gold on the table for food. And
At this point, the
Praise.
guy on the table behind you guys is like chair all the way turned around, and he's fully invested.
I
Poor Thrain was completely overwhelmed. Understandable.
Nell has already left. They didn't say anything when they walked away.
So what did you learn, Nell? I sense that Nell is no longer present.
Roderick's sitting at the table by himself now.
Yeah.
yes, he is.
John, high or low?
Hi. Oh.
What? No one responds when he asks.
You feel a hand on your right shoulder, and someone's like, "It's good stuff, man." And you hear him walk away.
Yes, soon everyone will appreciate my gifts as much as you. Reach around. He too has parted.
The camera just lingers on Roderick sitting there for a little bit.
He's sitting there just sipping, finishing his drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then the camera fades out for the evening.
Was there anything anybody wanted to do before bed? I think we already got all downtime events out of the way.
Downtime events was blacksmithing.
Oh yeah, you too.
That was the day event.
Crafting.
I missed something during recap, which was a general from the Shadowfell speaking to Desmond. That was important.
Oh yeah.
I didn't need to be included. That was only for Desmond.
Anyways, Nella would probably head to Desmond's room to dock and see if he's willing to talk more about Shadowfell shit.
Desmond gets up and actually answers the door this time and sees Nell. It's like, yes?
I just wanted to know more about the Shadowfell. I've still got lots of questions.
Okay. I'm willing to talk about that.
I didn't hear what you just said.
I'm willing to talk about that.
So, do you guys have any holidays?
Yes? Give me a second.
Please hold.
Every day's a holiday when you're royalty.
Indeed.
Not what I wanted. This one.
Oh my god, it's so bright.
My phone's all the way over there with my notes of things to ask Desmond, and I'm like,
Ba, 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 ba. They
it's
change
okay, I have it in
into
both
beyond.
places.
Okay, continue.
So holidays.
We have 8 major holidays. One of them is fairly new, but it's turning into a major holiday just as the others.
Nell's just kind of like, and they are. Tell me about them. What do you guys do for them?
There's the Day of Echoes. It's to remember the past. If we do not know true death in the way people of this plane do. So when Shatterkai truly does perish, this holiday is to remember those. We write letters to our ancestors and burn them in ceremonial fires. We have the Shard Moon Vigil. It's a reflection time for us. We wear veils, we dim all the fires throughout the city, and it is a quiet time where you are secluded to your thoughts. There's the Raven's Shadow, honoring the legacy of the Raven Queen. You wear raven-inspired attire, black feathers, cloaks, all things of that nature. And the Shadowmancers and the mages of the Shadowfell put on shows and try to remember the matron as a joyous thing.
Nell's just intently listening. I'm sure at this point we've moved from the doorway to like sit at the table.
There's the Long Rest, a ritualistic holiday to honor those that have passed in the last year. So you go to the family members, the few that have lost someone recently, and mourn with them, show your grievances and your sympathies. And that's one of the holidays where some of the major houses come and perform your rites for the family as they pass. There's the Festival of Chains. You wear symbolic iron or silver chains, and at the end of the day, we ceremonially shatter or remove them. The chains should be weighted and overall burdensome, and it's to represent our strength in adversity.
Is there anything in particular the chains are supposed to represent, or just burdens and responsibilities?
Your burdens of your life. It's a way to say, I'm not going to let this thing that's been dragging me down hold me down any longer. There's the Flickering Night. It's meant for survival and finding the light in darkness. We go around telling stories of our life and focusing on the positive outcomes that the negative situations brought on us. And at the end of the day, we light lanterns. We send them off flying from all corners of the city.
That must look beautiful.
There's the Twilight's Bargain. It's if you have any If someone has done you wrong, or you have done someone wrong, or you have ill will against someone, the Twilight's bargain is meant to alleviate that. If you have any negative emotions or ill will against someone, you go to them during this holiday and you make your Twilight bargain. You stay with them until you figure out a way that the ill will and the negative emotions will be no more. Whatever it means, whatever you need to do, you coincide.
Fix your shit.
Yes. And our newest holiday is the eclipse morning. It is dedicated to the mourning and shared tragedies, such as the Raven Queen's death and other significant figures with no protection over the Shadowfell at the moment and our people. Some major people, some people that have helped hundreds of thousands of Shadowkai are passing, and we can't do anything to stop it. And this holiday is to mourn them.
Losing so many important individuals and what knowledge they have is certainly tragic. All we can do is be grateful that you had them to start with. And search for a way to get things back to normal for you folks.
Definitely thinking about all these reignited my devotion, dedication, my drive.
If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
I believe at the moment, one way or another, our people are on the right path.
I'm glad to hear it. How is it that you've been able to get back and forth to the Shadowfell? Has it been a transport spell, or
There has not been a back and forth for me specifically.
but how is it you ended in Iratima is what I mean.
Iniratima is where a large portion of the land has somehow succumbed to the Shadowfell. There's a break in the plane there, and if you travel far enough south, you will physically walk into the Shadowfell. It is a very hostile and dangerous section of the Shadowfell, but for a guaranteed trip from one plane to another, that is an option.
I guess to lighten the mood, you're always doing the cooking for us, but I don't really know much about the food of the Shadowfell. You've mentioned that one thing that your caretaker used to make, but other than that, we'd love to learn more and perhaps try some if that's even possible. Hell's I'll even cook with you.
It might be difficult to acquire some of the ingredients if we as a party end up visiting the Shadowfell before my plan takes action. Then I'm sure you'll have plenty of opportunities to enjoy the local cuisine.
Of course.
The food that your little snacks brought to my mind were called gloom cakes. I can somewhat replicate them here, but the shadeberry syrup is what really sets it apart from anything I can acquire on this plane.
We'll just have to do our best and make do. I still do have some of those flavor fluxes. Now that I know what it's called, since technically you don't have to have tasted it before, I could probably try it that way. Digging through bag for flavor flux.
Is that how it works? You just have to think of the name?
I'm not entirely sure, but I figured it couldn't hurt to try. Clifford?
So you've never had it before, so it's going to taste like whatever you think that this thing is going to taste like.
But you
But you
had
don't know that.
said or rather, the bro dude had said that you don't have to have had it before and it tastes exactly like that. So he lied to me.
Well, he didn't lie because you don't know the difference.
He lied to me.
It tastes like exactly like you think it's going to taste like.
It tastes exactly like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Nell tries. Goes, well, if it worked, and I think that was nice. Other than that, I have no way of telling if I'm tasting the correct thing.
It does taste nice.
We'll just have to do what we can to try to replicate it here. And if what I was tasting was correct, maybe June berries would be an okay swap. Nell's trying.
If I'll be on the lookout for supplies that might mimic the produce that we have back at home.
Okay.
Is there any other inquiries that you have?
I mean, we could talk all night about me wanting to know about the different laws of the Shadowfell, or what an average person's day is, or showing me all the spear and dagger techniques you know, because I'm just curious about it. There's a lot. I mean, important families. If I were to meet your dad, how do I greet him? Different kings expect different titles, and also he's not my king? And
Desmond's face kind of goes blank as you mention that. Just I guess it depends on how you want to be introduced as. If you introduce yourself as someone looking to rule this land, there will be certain traditions. If you greet him as a citizen, there are certain customs. If you are greeted as one of my advisors, then I would be doing most of the talking, except for you would formally introduce yourself first.
a lot to think on.
Laws are somewhat similar. Although there are specifications that have to do with death that this land doesn't seem to have.
Oh?
Um, if someone dies in the Shadowfell, their family or their house must offer a tribute to the local ruler or priest.
What do you mean by offer a tribute?
Resources, labor, relics.
Okay.
This is fairly new. We people have roles in their city, and they have had these roles for some hundreds, some thousands of years. If you die, that role goes unfilled. There is no replacement. So it has a profound impact on society.
Which makes things even more difficult with the loss of the Raven Queen and the rise of Sorrowsorn.
So the death tax is fairly new, and it is a necessary evil at the moment. If a member of a noble house dies, there is a mandatory mourning.
For like everyone?
Yes. Well, everyone under that falls under the rule of that house.
Okay.
there are laws about tampering with shadows. You cannot magically or physically impede or try to hide or dissipate someone's shadow.
What? I suppose I don't understand how a shadow is for a member of the Shadowfell, because for us it's just Nell's arms just kind of wave at you as they're looking down towards how their shadow is.
For Shatter Kai and our kin, your shadow is tied to your essence, your being, and manipulating or snuffing out a shadow is akin to violating someone's soul.
What if it's your own?
Shadowmancers manipulate their own soul all the time.
All right. I wasn't sure if my ability to call darkness and how some of my different auras are that darkness was a bad thing.
Shadowmancy is a little different than that. It's more manifesting your shadow into the physical world.
Like Roderick's Echo, but a shadow guy?
There are applications where that's similar.
Okay. I could spend the rest of the session talking to him about this, so I'm just gonna say they probably chit-chat about random Shadowfell shit for a good while before Nell decides it's bedtime.
Okay. That works. Yeah, then everybody goes to bed. Eventually, Roderick makes it back to his room. How long do you stay at the bar by yourself before you head back up?
Not terribly long.
All right, go ahead.
He's just like sits there for a while to get used to being like been in his room for a long time, been with one other person for a long time. Now he's trying to be in like a crowded room and get used to the different sounds and try and like focus on like individual conversations happening around him while like tuning out everything else and stuff like that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception roll for making your way back to your room.
All right.
Because you still have the advanced ability on, so.
Rolling like shit.
You roll like hot garbage.
Dookie.
Hang on a second. Oh, he's advantage. Okay. But I don't know why it says dropped 5 first when I saw a 5 and a 1.
I don't know. It's saying drop, but it's
Because-
showing what it's actually using.
Mm-hmm. I know I saw a 5 and a 1 there.
Yeah, I seen them both too.
I'm like, I thought I was just going crazy the first time, but
18 and 20.
Oh, but it
Drop
says it dropped
18.
18 that time.
Nice
Hey,
way to
not
waste
me.
that. Nice way to waste that nat 20.
Hey. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, you eventually find your way back to your room. Yeah. Anything else of note? Anybody want to do tonight?
Nope.
All right. Adam.
Hmm. Mm. All right, there's a roll I gotta make every day.
Yeah, can I please have a DC 18 Wisdom save?
Hey.
There you go. All
Boop, boop.
right. So in the morning, when you wake up, that urge that you had to like find find that altar is not. You're not feeling that pull anymore. You just wake up feeling hungry,
I'm kind of sick.
a little sick. Yeah. So you all wake up normal times. Nothing of note going on. Anything in particular you guys wanted to do today?
Nell will go check on the blacksmith that she had commissioned to make her full plate. Their full plate.
When we first got here, and Desmond asked for room service, did he go down separately and ask for room service, or did he ask when we were checking in?
I think he
asked
went down
for it.
separately.
Okay.
Yeah, he asked for it away from the party when everyone else was
Okay.
eating dinner the first time.
Because asked with the party, cool. They might remember that, but separately, Brain doesn't know what room service is really. So no. He'll wake up, go down to get some food. Excuse me. And ask if he's allowed to take it back up to his room, and then take his food back up to his room. He'll order about half of what he's been eating recently.
Okay. Yeah, they'll let you take it for sure. Jay, thank you.
And then just sit in bed and kind of relax and not feel well for a while. And then regret only buying half, and then go back downstairs by the other half, and grumble all the way there.
Why am I so hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Besides getting food, anybody else got any plans today?
Nope.
Work out back in the not used chapel area.
More practice, more crafting.
Yeah, if nothing happens there, then next step would be going to the blacksmith who was working on Nell's plate armor, checking in with him, discussing pattern ideas for any artistry in it and whatnot.
Yeah. If you get to his house, he'd invite you in, and he'd show you the progress he's making. He's like, it's a little bit more involved than what I thought it would be, but it should only be another 2 days or so, and it should be done.
Well, I look forward to receiving it, and if it's not ready, I'm sure I can hand it off to my friends and they could finish it up if necessary.
No,
Yes.
no, it'll be ready. It'll be ready. And like
With
he's
nothing
showing
else
you
to
like
do,
what
now
he's
we'll-
got done. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's in pieces. He's got to like assemble it all together.
Yeah. That would probably just hang out with him for a while because they've got nothing better to do. But
Sure.
but yeah, no, that would really be it. Other than more being a meddling kid and snooping to see what the hell everybody's doing around town.
Okay. If you offered to help, he'd probably let you, and you may be able to potentially speed things up, but you could also potentially slow things down depending on what you do.
What the hell would Nell even be able to do to help?
Holding things, sewing things together. If he needs, any of the metal hammered down, just the brute strength of it. There's a few
Why
things you
not?
could do. What would Nell feel comfortable doing?
Anything that required heavy lifting or that hammering you mentioned might be useful.
Okay.
Uh,
Then he lets you know while you're there chatting, and he's talking about some of the steps he's gonna take, and just sort of walking you through what he's doing as he's doing it. He looks over at this pile on the desk of these metal links, and he tells you, "I need a few more of those metal links. Have you ever done any metallurgy before?
I have not.
This is a great introduction to it. Really, all it is taking the metal and hammering it into rings. When I was just a child, that's how I actually got started, was helping my uncle make chainmail. And he heads over to the table, and he has some smaller strips of metal, and he drags this little scrawny guy. He grabs the anvil and kind of drags it across the floor, and he spins it around. You see him put the strip of metal at the tip of the anvil where it has this nodule on the tip of it, and he starts hammering around it, and the ring forms around the edge of the metal, and then he has a good tactic to it. Is he spins the metal as he's doing it, so he's getting a perfect circle around the edge of it. And then he's like, if you can knock out a few of these, that'll really help with getting everything finally assembled, so I don't have to do the fine work after I'm done doing all of this too.
Nell will shrug and see if they can handle it.
Sure. It'll be we'll do athletics for you. We'll call it a DC 15. We'll say this is an at-level crafting experience for you. On the button. And actually, that should be a 16. You shouldn't have that -1.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm not fatigued anymore.
No, but you were exhausted.
Listen.
And then I think that...
Sorry, I had to.
So I think everybody should be clear of it now, right?
Yeah, Nell was
I think I was
most
the only one who
tired.
still had it.
Okay. Yeah, so that was a 16. So yeah, so so you start knocking out some of the links for the chains, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, you're doing a great job with that. That's actually really good." He chuckles
Glad
a
I
little
could
bit.
help.
He's like, You sure you've never done this before?"
Not in my memory.
And then he looks around and he's seeing you. He's like, You want to try something a little harder?
I mean, I don't want to mess it up and create more work for you.
He doesn't press it. He's like, that's fine. This is a huge help. I appreciate it. And he continues working.
I'm too scared. Because I know you. You'd be like, and what are you going to do that's not athletics?
You don't know me. Yeah. So he tells you it should only be about 2 days, and he'll send word when it's done. But you can spend as long as you want there. He's not going to kick you out or anything.
They hanging out.
That works. Roderick.
Yes.
You said you still have the blindfold on, I assume.
Of course.
Okay. And you're gonna try doing your crafting.
Yep.
All right. So at disadvantage, we already blinded, so you shouldn't have to do that. I actually just need to do that. So yeah. So go ahead and give me a roll on your Tinkerer tools.
How was that?
Just-
That should have been at disadvantage. Did you say that?
You are correct. It should be a disadvantage. Why is blinded not doing disadvantage? Do they not have blinded actually programmed? They have the effect built into it, but not fucking.
It might only be for combat.
You know what I think it is? I think it's probably not programmed because blinded is situational. You only get disadvantage if it's. Oh no, you only need to do one.
No, I was checking to see. Yeah, combat it does apply.
Oh, interesting. That's stupid.
But I will roll the second one for the disadvantage.
All right, so we'll call that 14, which is just shy of what you need. So you're as you're putting things together, you're getting to like the assembly stage of everything, and you could feel the granules and the powder and everything in front of you, and as you're trying to put it all together, you get caught up and you're like second guessing yourself for a moment of like which order you need to pack the shell with. And at the end of it, like before you actually seal it off, you just stop and sigh to yourself. You're like, it doesn't feel right. And you just dump it all back out. Gotta focus.
Exactly.
Channel your chi. What did we say we were allowing 3 if that's what you're doing all day?
Mm-hmm.
So your call on that one, John. If you want to knock out the other 2, you can, or if you want to wait and see if anything transpires throughout the day, you could do that too.
Does he feel like he is getting more used to this whole blindfold business? Like, does he feel like there's any improvement, or is this
So
all
if-
for naught?
It's on and off for him. Like he'll have these moments of clarity where like he almost forgets he's wearing the blindfold and he just becomes one with it. And then he'll have moments like this where it kind of snaps him back into reality, and then the frustration sets in.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, since it doesn't seem like anyone else, we're not having anything done today, I will hit disadvantage and I'll roll 2 more.
Sure.
And that's a 1.
That is a 1.
And here's a 2.
It was a 2. You're right.
How'd you do that? Ooh.
Enlightenment.
Wow.
You hear someone walking by your door. Ooh. So yeah, so you dump it all out and you like stop and you breathe for a moment. And you're like, I got this. And you're like, bam, done. And it feels great. And then you go to do it again. And you're like, did I do the powder first or the stone? And that's again one of those like the ebbs and flows of this. Like you had that nice high for a moment there of it feeling right, and then you're back down to like this is stupid.
Yep.
So yeah, you're basically shelling in the room all day just doing this. Desmond, what are you doing?
Full send 3 researches to finish the fucking weapon.
Do it up.
Holy shit, I am consistent.
I was about to say, that was oddly consistent. Yeah, that's 3 successes. You got it.
That should be everything complete then.
Yeah, so you finally get to the point of you're back to where you were before disaster struck, and you have this moment of like catharsis as you're finalizing the last bit of it and putting it together, so you can actually begin working on your master planned weapon. And there's almost like this bittersweet moment you have of like needing to do this twice, where you feel like, I fucking got this.
So until someone bothers him or anything like that, he is going over his notes and checking everything a few times. That's just what he's gonna be doing all day.
All right. And
How's that dig site?
I don't know. How is the dig site? Is now going to see?
I'll let Thrin say what he's doing. That's just a quick thought that slipped into my brain.
If no one looks for him, he won't be seen all day. He'll be in his room all day, just relaxing, not feeling good.
Sitting there in his boxers with hearts on them.
Bright pink with white hearts because apparently they're bright pink.
It was true what Roderick said. You just didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And does Nell venture over to the dig site?
Yeah.
Okay. So after spending, a decent chunk of time at the blacksmith's house, as you're making your way back, you sort of have that scratch in the back of your brain. So you mosey out of the northern walls and head over. And at this point, like as you're approaching where the dig site's at, that big tall, like 12, 15-foot machine that was digging this, at this point, like you're seeing like pieces of it coming out of the hole like this. You're seeing like the tip of it only. And as you make your way to it, you can see that the hole has been widened quite significantly to the point where the machine is sitting on like this shelf that it dug out, and the hole is actually about 8-10 feet deeper than where the bottom of the machine is. And the top of it that you're seeing is where it's pulling the sand out and like putting it to the side in this trench that it's carved out. So by your guess, it's probably about 20-25 feet down.
Which means there's no way in hell it's going to make it to that temple before we leave.
Well, one thing you got to remember, it's not. Is it sand all the way down? So, or let me rephrase that, since we won't know that. On our way down, when we went into one of the tunnels that were burned, was it obsidian all the way down, or would it turn into a rock at some point?
There was some rock at the like entrance to the to the temple, like surrounding it. For the most part, from what you could tell, it was all obsidian through the caves that you guys went through, though.
Okay. Let me phrase that in a way where you can say an answer.
I'll say an answer. You just won't like it.
Yeah.
The answer is no. You'd have to come back here at some point. Damn it! Well, good to see that the progress is progressing.
Yeah. And that small crew that was there, they're still all there working. You got multiple people that are actually manning the machine. You got some people that are actually
Supervising?
No, not so much. The only people that are really there supervising are like the Dragon Guard at this point. That crew that they had, they're very like self-efficient. So like the people that are operating the machines, there's others that are actually like clearing the trench where they're putting the sand to make room for more. Seems how they're in like a confined space. They got a pulley system rigged up where they can actually bring some of the sand up to the surface to actually push it out. So, like, the team itself is actually really,
Kicking butt.
yeah, they're consistent with it, and then the Dragon Guard are just there. They're the ones that are, like, supervising, if you will.
Well, definitely good to see. Considering that everything looks fine and dandy, Nell would just continue back to the obsidian boot. Nothing to do.
Okay.
I have really not much more that I would think to do at this point, considering all that's going on and no leads whatsoever on the people.
Okay. You'd probably have enough time to do, like, one downtime if you wanted to.
Sure, why not? We'll do our first roll on the next greater healing potion. Well, those failed.
I mean,
Last.
you spent a long time, hammering metal, which you haven't done ever or in a long time.
I mean,
So,
I have that regular old inspiration, so I may as well use it.
it's up to you.
Much better.
There you go. Dirty 20. Again.
Yeet.
Yeah, so you start to put that together as you settle in for the evening. Anything else anybody wants to do for the day?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thrain, give me a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw, please. All right.
I gotta do something today.
Yeah, you wake up and like you almost have like this self-loathing moment of like you didn't leave your room all day, and all of a sudden you just get this itch that can't be scratched, and you're just like, I
gotta
really
dig.
really need to get to that altar that I seen.
Mm-hmm. All right, go get food and start heading toward the dig site.
As soon as any kind of movement or anything comes from Thrain's room, Desmond's going to be like at the door knocking on it,
Were you like waiting outside his room?
pacing, waiting.
Okay.
You'll when I wake up, and then I just get that urge, I'll be grumbling to myself as I start getting up. So
As soon as any kind of movement comes from your room, like your feet hit the floor, he's knocking.
just imagining Desmond has just been standing in front of his door, like intently listening. Not
Yes.
pissed about it.
You're like,
No.
come in.
Yes.
It's Desmond. I need something.
Come on. Yeah. What's up?
Desmond comes in, walks over, scans the room, and looks for your backpack. Then, like, walks over to it, and he's like looking around it. Where I need to borrow some supply.
There. Just gesture towards the bag.
Desmond's just gonna be digging through his backpack, grabbing supplies.
What kind of supplies you taking?
Some leather, some metal, some.
Common or uncommon? Or you gonna take my 3 rares that are in there?
What are you making?
The weapon. He
I
has the leftover mithril that he's gonna use, but
yeah, I'm
What
gonna say
else?
that's probably uncommon or rare that you're making, because it's magical, so it's at least uncommon.
yeah, he's not trying to do a +1 or +2 or anything like that.
Okay,
Just
so yeah,
basically.
probably uncommon then.
Yeah, most of the materials are kind of sorted out. They're kind of like in one pocket it's almost overflowing. Another pocket it's pretty full but not quite overflowing, and then another pocket you'll just see like 3 things in there. But the not overflowing full one is my uncommon. I have 67, so
Not overflowing.
compared to the 89 common.
He'll grab what he needs, and like, with it in both of his hands, waddle back out to his room.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Love it.
Okay. Not the strangest start to a day I've had. Get up and regret waking up, but I gotta be up. Let's see. So this is day 3 that I've been attuned to the wand. Okay. I plan on Thrain getting sicker and sicker over like 5 days. And then at the 5th day, he's gonna be like, okay, I gotta go talk to someone who knows what they're talking about and you're alive. Someone who actually knows medicine,
Okay.
not just
Roderick.
magic.
You mean Desmond?
Yes, obviously, but it's one of those like, okay.
Oh, hey, Master.
Hmm. It's like one of those I should, but nah, I'm fine. I'll get over it. And then it's just getting worse.
Yeah. I'll tough it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll get up and then
It's how fucking COVID spread.
mm-hmm.
Mars camp is
Yeah.
over.
Oh. Bye, Mars. Oh, big stretch. Mars cam was not over before we
She's
got to
had
see
enough.
the big stretch.
I mean, at the
And
angle
then-
that it was pointed, you just seen butthole.
Yeah,
So,
but it was
we-
too low for that, so we just saw leggies.
Yeah, and then I'll go out to the dig site,
All right.
and then just start seeing how deep they got, and then I can't get that way, and I'll kind of just pace a little bit.
All right. before you go too far with it. Roderick, Nell.
Uh, he's just going to split between more crafting and gonna try and walk around the town this time.
Okay. You're gonna do that first, like while it's still busy.
You know what? Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So Thrain, as you're getting breakfast, you would see Roderick coming down the stairs, still blindfolded. John, give me a perception roll disadvantage.
It stopped immediately on 3.
So you see him walking around, kind of like feeling about it a little bit, and like you see him like walk over, and he like hits a wall, and he's like, and then he walks over, and you see him go to the main doors. He opens up the doors, and he walks out.
I'm not getting touched out with a 10-foot pole.
John, what's your idea? Like, what's he gonna go do, or try to do?
He is just going to peruse around to see if he can just navigate around without running into people.
Okay.
And he's gonna go find some new clothes too.
Okay.
Oh God.
Is he gonna pick it out while blindfolded? I want this and this. I'm absolutely sure. Couldn't have been more sure in my life than those 2 articles of clothes that I definitely pointed to. Okay. All right. So you're off on your adventure. What's Nell doing?
Early morning workout. That's just like a given.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Morning training routine.
And is this going to be in your hotel room, or is this going to be in the church?
It's pretty much always going to be in the church because space.
Okay.
It's easier to think there.
Okay. And don't you usually finish your workout around the time everybody else is waking up? Not Desmond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not Desmond, but they're finishing their training and they're coming back, cleaning up right about when everybody else is getting up. And then they'd be continuing to see if there's any way they can see what the heck is going on with town, the guards, or people of Amethil. They're trying to understand.
Okay. So yeah, you would finish your workout and then head into the city proper, and start walking around to get the lay of the land, and you'd catch like Desmond like walking around with the blindfold still on.
Jeez,
Roderick.
I've never seen Desmond with a blindfold.
Roderick. You know what I mean?
Everybody's Desmond.
Everybody's Desmond, exactly. You know what I mean. You'd see Roderick walking around with the blindfold on throughout the city.
Yep, they just gonna walk up and slightly bump into him. Like, oh, sorry about that.
Ah, yes, Nell. I sensed you coming.
You sure did, buddy. Getting used to this?
Indeed. I believe I've achieved at least 2 enlightenments so far.
Multiple enlightenments.
Exactly.
There's a small chuckle. Just a quick like. I'm so glad to hear it. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
I am going to be doing some shopping. Get some new.
Stop talking like that.
Yes, I must bring myself back down to the mortals so you can understand me. So I need some new clothes. I saw that coming. To more accurately portray my new direction in life.
I see. Yes, you must look more sophisticated with your blindfold. I'm just teasing you. Do you need opinions on outfits, or are you good?
If you so choose.
I got nothing better to do.
Good. I shall lead the way. He starts walking in a direction.
Walks into some random person's house.
I would like to procure some more clothes.
Give me your best clothes.
What?
All right. Yeah. So you two head off in your misadventure. Thrain, you'd finish eating. You would make it to the dig site. And at this point, like as you're walking up to it, like you don't even see the machine anymore. And as you get a little bit closer, you look in and you see that it's like it's a good 5 feet below like the surface of this hole, and again the hole that it's digging is even deeper to where you are. And you see them at work there. You got people that are using a pulley to get like buckets and buckets of sand out. You're seeing the machine kind of push it over to the side. What you gonna do?
Thinking back, it was what, 300 feet down? Say what? 10 feet deeper than last night, so what, 35 feet? 35 feet-ish.
Sure.
This isn't going quick enough. I feel like there has to be another way down. This is to himself mumbling. And he'll start walking around the outside of the town.
Okay.
They just happen to see another way down.
Yeah. So as you start walking, are you gonna like walk around like the southern wall and like continue around?
So we're about here-ish, you were saying, right?
No. Like the dig site is actually like on the other side of this over here.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'll end up walking down the wall and then just walking across the southern wall.
Okay. So as you start walking to the south, give me a perception roll, please.
These dice are so hard to tell what they are.
Yeah, I know they suck. As you start walking, you get about like 100 or so feet away from the dig site, and you hear yelling coming from behind you. And you turn around just in time to see this plume of dust kick up from the hole.
I'll run on back.
as you get back there, you're hearing people like yelling down, and you can see the hole that they had dug out has expanded by about 50 feet as this cavern has collapsed in, and you can see that there is this giant drop, and at the bottom of it you see sand sort of pouring down, and you see the remnants of this broken machine at the bottom of the hole. And they like kind of yell at you like, "There's 5 of them down there. We need to figure out a way to get down."
Okay. First thing, go into the one I know could possibly repair the machine. Sending to Desmond.
Fuck.
Oh wait, and you've already rolled all 3 skill checks for today.
Nope.
Wait, no, that was
No, you
yesterday.
haven't done anything yet.
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
The dig site. I'm counting words. I'm like, hang on, words. Collapsed on the machine. 5 people trapped. Machine is broken. I need your help. And you would know this is coming from Thrain.
Mm-hmm. I think Desmond will be well aware of how this spell works.
Desmond's like,
sending.
ignore.
Your intelligence score is at least 1, right?
Yeah.
Then you can understand the message.
You start saying shit like that, he ain't gonna.
Right.
You can heal, help, and stabilize. I'll be there right now.
Thrain's already getting down in there and trying to dig people out. And
So
Like,
so
I
the
have to
hole
walk
is
around to
Well, no, no,
ramp
no.
down, right?
no. The hole is collapsed
Oh.
in, and it is a cavern. And at the
Oh.
bottom of the cavern is this machine that has sand pouring in it.
So
Remember what you said is there must be a faster way to get down there? It fell into that.
So the whole ramp is now gone. It's just a drop now because there's a cavern beneath that collapsed.
Correct.
Okay. My brain thought it as they were digging and then everything above them collapsed.
No. They were digging and they opened it up, and when they opened it up, the ground it was on became unstable and everything collapsed in, and it widened the hole.
Okay.
So from where you're standing, about 100 or so feet below you, you can see like a large, like basically like a very steep slide, if you will, of sand that's kind of down there. There's a mound of sand, and then you can see it open up into a more rocky-based floor, a little bit 120 or so feet below you.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm changing the message. Now I actually properly understand what I'm looking at.
Okay. Hey, yo, shit fucked. Hurry up.
There was a cavern under the dig site that collapsed. You said it's about 100 feet down?
Mhm.
There is a 100-foot drop machine is broken. People are trapped. Bring help.
It's Thrain.
Even a
Bring
text
help.
message.
I had I'm like, that's 23. Bring help.
Hi, strain again.
Oh no, that was the message just changed because I understood the situation compared to the first one. And then I'm about 5-10 feet off the edge because I don't know how unstable it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna slowly start working my way forward. See if I can see any way possibly to get down there.
Sure.
Like to even create like somewhat of a ramp.
Sure. Give me perception or investigation. Your call.
Message back. Other two are gone. Don't go down. I have a plan on my way.
Okay.
So I mean, you could see that like you could potentially slide down that steep like sand slide at this point. It's not a sheer drop, but it's a very, very steep one. You could probably slide down that potentially. If there were enough ropes, you could fasten something together to climb down there. It's not too far down that you couldn't get down with a rope. Other than that, like you could still see the sand pouring down on top of the machine, and the longer that you wait, the more sand that's pouring down on top of these people.
Are they trapped on the machine?
They're buried underneath the sand.
Okay.
Yeah, and in the wreckage of this, 100-foot fall while on a machine. Or around a machine, or in the vicinity of the machine. With a 20, I'd say you don't see any movement from down there right now, other than the shifting sand. How fast is Desmond trying to make it over there?
He's actually running.
Running?
So like
Okay.
everything that he was about to do, he kind of just left out in the open, then took off running.
Okay.
Question for Sin.
I'm Sin.
Not Desmond. Is Desmond bringing guards? Because how Thrain worded it. Just curiosity. I don't want to change how you're playing this. I don't want to influence. I'm just curious. There was a noticeable pause before he said bring help.
I don't know if that's how sending works.
What, do you just get all the words in, what, a second? 6 seconds?
Yeah, I assume it's kind of like... I mean, maybe there's some dramatic flair to it. Who knows? Like, you're like, oh, the message over. Oh, bring help. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, Desmond wasn't going to wait around for anyone, but at the gate, the guards that are stationed there, he would like yell out what's happening as he ran past.
Okay. So I'll say that if you're running at full speed, it'll take you about 2 minutes to get there. Because I think we already established it's about a quarter mile for like one block. And then you got to do a quarter mile in the sand and then up a sand dune. I figure it's going to take a little bit longer.
So, how do I do arrows? What if I just run like that?
Into the wall?
Teleport on top, teleport to the sand dune on the other side.
Isn't the wall like over 100 feet tall?
Is it? he teleported onto it during the battle.
You were also on top of a building.
Was I?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to try to do that, I'll let you try that, sure. It'll cut it down to about a minute.
Yeah, so boop onto the building, then boop onto the wall.
And then how are you going to get off the wall?
Then he has more charges of stuff.
Are you just doing the wand?
The wand to get on top of the wall,
Okay.
and I guess he doesn't need a boop onto a building. He can just climb it, right?
If you want to, you can, but I assume that's probably going to take longer than just running would.
Okay, so his racial to teleport onto the building, then the wand to get onto the wall.
Okay. Can I have a DC 10, please?
What? DC 10 what?
Or, I'm sorry, just a D10, not DC 10.
Okay.
I'm saying like DC 10.
Okay. So you dusk step onto the building, point the wand, throw yourself on top of the wall, then what?
Trying to keep momentum, doesn't like stop once he gets on top of the wall. Just it was like he's taking another step onto the building, but he appears on the wall. 2 more steps, runs and jumps, then tries to get as much distance, then bloop forward and hopefully make it at least there.
Okay. That's a pretty big jump. Give me either athletics or acrobatics, your call.
Yeah, if he needs to use both teleports mid-air, then he'll do that.
We're
We
trying to
only
get on
got-
top of the dune.
You only got one teleport left, don't you? Because you did the first one onto the building, then wanded, then you ran, jump, and you're doing your dust step, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that should be your last one.
Get like D10 charges that reach 2 a day.
Oh no, he still has the wand. I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing, like what the
Okay.
combination of things is. Yeah, I mean technically he could have just stood out the door and went view, 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 and and moved 600 feet like that. That's a little extra, but I mean you could do it.
That's a lot.
Said
That's not that
acrobatics?
much.
Acrobatics or athletics, your call.
That's 10.
Yeah, so you run and you jump and you feel yourself falling faster than you thought you would. So you hit the teleport, you hit the top of the dune, and as you do, you just kind of hit it and do. You catch yourself and you start sliding down the dune. Thrain, what are you doing in the minute that it's going to take Desmond to get there? We'll say it's like literally like
only
60,
once.
70 seconds from when you sending that he's there.
Oh yeah.
That was a good ass roll.
Yeah, it was.
You just jumping in the hole? What's that?
Seeing if I'm actually going to listen to Desmond, and I am.
Ah.
Like, because everything in me is telling me jump in and help.
Well, and you also have the wand that is compelling you to do so.
Uh-huh.
So,
There is that.
But I'm like, he has a plan. I have to wait.
okay. So are you going to do anything during that minute, or are you just going to stand there pouting?
It'll be
Standing there pouting.
His hand on his hips.
I'll just be kind of pacing back and forth, trying to find the safest way down in the time, looking at if how steep that ramp is, and like
Okay.
if I think I can actually do it, debating with myself.
Okay. Meanwhile, the one guy that was up there with you, he's like rummaging through like their pack supplies and trying to see if he can get rope together and whatnot. And Thrain, give me a perception roll. Out of your peripheral, you just see something moving, and you look and you see at the top of the dune, Desmond hit it, tumble forward once, and then land like rolling head over heels, lands his feet, kind of puts his legs out a little bit and starts sliding down the dune about 50 feet to your south.
Damn. You're just sitting there like, do a double take like, oh, what is it? Wait, what? Okay, that didn't take long. I have questions. Those can wait.
It took exactly 70 seconds.
Okay. All right. Well, think we, or no? What's the plan? Because I feel like I figure at this point he's there.
So, while he was running to you, he was like reaching for something on his bag. Grabs one end of the rope, wraps it around his arm, and like gets a grip on it. And he has the other end, and he's like running towards you. And when he makes it to you, he gives you that end that he's holding onto without stopping, and slides off of the edge, starting to go down. And as he gives you the rope, he says, "Hold on to it."
I brace my feet, try to hold on. And while I say that, I'm going to say, Morden, be with me, and cast guidance on myself.
This man just swan dives into the hole.
He's gonna slide down. Actually,
It is funnier to imagine him just like
Assassin's Creed just...
as he runs past you too. Where is it? As he's handing you the rope, you feel a burst of energy hit you as he hands it to you, then slides past you.
What does guidance do?
Just a D4.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that
check.
D4.
Oh.
And then go ahead and do a strength check +3.
Strength, just strength.
Yeah, because I don't know if you do it with a skill if it'll work. It should, but
Well, it just should be straight roll because I have disadvantage and then advantage.
why do you have disadvantage?
I'm sick because of the wand.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Not that I have anything in athletics, so it's the same roll. Just curious.
Make sure you roll it with disadvantage then, or
Well, it's
it's
should
already
be
on
just-
you. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot I actually built that one.
Mhm. I'm holding tight.
Hold tight. All right. So what's Desmond doing?
Um,
And what rope
he
did he
only
give
has-
him?
He only has 50 feet of rope.
I was about to say, because I think everybody had 50 feet of hemp rope. I don't think anybody had more than that. All right, cool. So you jump off, and then you get about halfway down, and you feel it taut.
Yep. And as it gets taut, he knows he's 50 feet down. Just eyeballing. Hopefully, he can make it the rest of the way. If not, he's gonna free fall the rest of the way.
I
But-
have more rope.
Too
Wand
late.
for the rest of the way.
Okay. So yeah, you feel it taut, And you notice that you're about halfway between the bottom and where Thrain is.
Yep. So as he gets taught, points the wand, teleports, and lands on the floor.
Give me a D10, please. Okay. Then you see the rope just kind of dangling now. And as you're down there,
I'm gonna do something stupid while he's down there.
what's that?
I'm gonna pull my rope out of my bag, tie it together with the his rope, tie them together. I'm gonna look back because they noticed they were digging through their pack looking for rope. The guards.
Yep. Well, you notice they were digging through. You don't know necessarily what they were digging for, but
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take much to put that together.
Do you have any rope?
He pulls out a coil of rope.
Here, take it, and then I'm gonna tie that to the end of mine, and then I'm gonna take my short sword. Do I have one of those? I do. Cool. I'm gonna take my short sword, tie it to one end of the rope, stab that into the ground next to me. It's like an anchor. And then I'm gonna go and pull up Desmond's rope. Pull out my spear. Tie the other end of the rope to the spear. And once Desmond's clear of the area and tell him to move, I'm gonna throw the spear down there. And so it's actually gonna stay in place. That makes sense?
Are you doing this so he could get back up? Or so you can get down?
But
Yes.
expand.
Okay.
Like I'm
Ooh.
placing it back far enough so with the short sword that hopefully it's gonna hold in the ground.
In the sand, yeah.
Yeah.
Sand.
Okay. I like it. Real quick, Desmond, can I have you answer me this. When you were, before you did with the wand, did you survey the area, or was this more of a, like, get down there as fast as possible type thing?
Kind of just get down there as fast as possible if people are being buried.
Okay. So what is your passive perception? It is an 11.
Oh,
It's kind of dookie.
yeah. What is my passive perception? 14. Okay.
You
You only have a +1 in wisdom?
Mind your business.
The spoiled rich kid that's been at his house for his entire life. Yeah.
All right.
Wow. Just wow.
I'm resistant to necrotic.
Yeah. It's saving you right now.
Mm-hmm.
So Desmond, as you hit the rope, blip down there, all of a sudden you hear this like sizzling sound as you see these four green glowing bolts emerge from the darkness to your left. One of them, just as it hits you, you just take the full brunt of it. Another one you're able to like you see it like hit your arm and kind of scuff off. You roll out of the way of the third one, and the fourth one hits you. As you see at the very end of this cavern area, this large ornate door that is framed by these large slabs of stone, and these two skeletal figures standing in front of it, and you see them kind of motioning with their hand at you. You two can go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay, not bad.
Thrain, go ahead and give me unless you can think of something different, let's call it a sleight of hand roll to be able to tie all of these things together and toss it down. If you could beat a 15, you'll get a turn. If you cannot beat a 15, then your first turn will be you doing all those things that you said that you were doing.
Okay.
Hey, dirty 20.
Okay. It's not. I'm not going first. Good. I just got to make sure. Cause, wait, was that Desmond's turn or was that just before his turn?
That was just before his turn.
Okay. Just making sure because I have time because I need to write a note so I can count words without saying anything. It's easier for me to do it this way instead of thinking.
And I guess I got to bring chat view in here so chat can see too. And yeah, okay.
Did I see Desmond get hit?
Give you a perception roll.
Excuse you, fantasy.
Actually,
girls.
give me a perception roll with disadvantage because you were busy doing shit that whole time. Um,
17.
Probably
Probably as I was throwing the spear.
Yeah, I'll say like as you tossed it down, you would see like you toss it down and you see Desmond like roll dodging as the third and fourth bolt rip through with one missing and one hitting him. So you would see like half of it. Desmond, it would be your turn.
All right. Desmond grips at a crystal on his hip, twirls it around, and from the crystal, a spear extends and gets ready, looks down these two skeletons. Gonna have to stop concentrating on
You broke it.
your ability.
It broke.
Did
Yeah.
Okay.
When you got attacked, it broke.
Then let's take a note from Roderick's book.
Always a good idea.
Then, as he twirls his spear and points at these two skeletons, he starts to fade in and out a duplicate of him. Not quite as full as his echo, but duplicate keeps looking like it's trying to pull away from him. And after that, he is going to... I can see the two skeletons, right?
Yeah. They are in dim light for you though.
Okay. He is going to point the staff, and from the staff, Eva's Force Blast comes out.
25, 30, 35,
Or the
40,
spear.
45, 50, 50. You are just within range that it won't be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Literally, if you move backwards 1 square, you will be rolling at disadvantage. That was on accident.
Cliff, what does this deadly shroud do for the wand? It has no description of it anywhere. Besides just the effect it is. Is it like AC 1? Is that giving someone +1 to AC?
No, that's just what
Oh.
you have. That's all the stuff
Okay.
you have.
Okay, I see.
Are they not visible?
No.
Oh, that's my bad.
Hey, there they are. Only 2? I'm just making sure because we've had issues before.
I think only me with those issues.
Is it really? Okay.
Meanwhile,
21 to hit.
I already did it.
Meanwhile, the map's completely blank for me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not in there, so it's doing the visual thing, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch the stream
Okay.
if you want to see.
Oh, amazing damage.
Chef's kiss.
I need to redo my spells.
That's his turn.
Okay. Thrain.
Okay. I'm gonna look over at the guard. And then say, make sure this does not
No,
move.
no, no. There's no guard. The only one that's left there is one of the workers. He's one of the crew.
Oh, okay. I thought you said there was guards out here. Are they
There
in?
were.
Okay. Okay. Look at whoever's left up here. Make sure this stays here. Secure it better if you can. We need to be able to get back out. Pointing
Okay.
at the short sword.
Yep. He
And
will
then-
run over and he will like press down his body weight on the hilt of it.
Sit there and hold it. And then this is an action, right? It is an action. Sending to Nell. Hang on. Dig site collapsed. 100-foot drop. People trapped. Machine broken. Under attack. Get here now. Bring help. You have 25 words to respond.
I mean, you got understood.
10-4, good buddy.
Yep. Making sure everything was there. And then
And then Nell will immediately turn to Roderick and be like, "We got to go."
Go where?
Oh, okay, we're actually gonna RP this now. Got it. Sorry. The dig site collapsed, and people are trapped. Apparently, and they are under attack. So I'm guessing some of those people from the underground temple are doing the thing. Come on, Nell's already like into a half jog, trying to like get the attention of any guard they can while heading in the general direction.
Roderick flips down his goggles and slips the blindfold off into the spot on his forehead where those goggles were, and then he starts following.
Ooh.
Hey,
He's like, all right, no more bullshit. I gotta go.
yeah.
Shit's going down.
Weren't we told to like mind our own business? Can't we just tell them and have them handle it? Also, how do you know this?
Thrain messaged my mind. They told us not to get in the business when it came to the water. Don't worry about it. People are dying.
Okay. You sure it was Thrain and not, hat countesses or something messing with your head again?
Nell shakes their head. Where there's no way to tell that the urgency in the voice and the way it was said sounded like Thrain.
All right, let's go fall for a trap. Cool. He's like running behind, checking his ammo.
Yep. And then after I send that, I'm going to using the rope to stop myself if I can't when I'm on my way down. Pretty much just have my hand along the rope. I'm jumping in, sliding down.
Okay. Can I please have an athletics roll?
Uh-huh.
Or acrobatics. Guess if depending on how funky fresh you're feeling.
And as I'm going down, unless you're about to steal my bonus action
About to steal it.
for something that I'm about this, I'm gonna rage when I get or once I see someone. No, hang on. How far down did I make it?
Well,
Let me start there.
You can only move 30 feet per turn.
I can only run 30 or 25 feet, but I'm also falling at an accelerated rate, possibly. I don't know how far I moved.
Sure, that's fair. Well, let's see.
Like go
For
over the rope and
one,
you'll accelerate pretty well.
Yeah, you'll get down there real quick.
Because I am just sliding down like you said it was almost a sheer cliff, but still a ramp.
it's still 100 feet though, no matter how you look at it.
No, 100%. Not arguing that. I'm just like, I feel like I'd be going a little bit faster than my movement speed of 25 feet, considering I'm not running.
How much
My legs
speed
aren't
you want
controlling
left
it.
in your hands?
Yeah, that too.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess that's the question. So I know how fast you can move.
Uh-huh. I am sliding down. I'm not running down.
Understood. I know how fast your body can fall.
Uh-huh. It's more of a controlled fall.
Agreed.
How fast can you fall in 6 seconds?
Pretty fast.
Yeah, I figured. Gravity's pretty quick. 9.8 meters per second, so that's 27 feet per second. So, yeah, 6 seconds. I could go pretty far.
I want to picture Thrain bouncing next to the
Look out below.
The spear lands next to him. A second later, Thrain bouncing.
Just absolutely limp.
No, but you know how I say sand gets everywhere? Sand's gonna be everywhere.
Give me a Constitution save.
Okay.
Gonna be itching sand out of his chest hair for the next month.
So you can either use your bonus action to brace for impact. Or you can take the damage and then still have your bonus action.
I vote Thrain from the top ropes.
So
Bounced in rage.
judging by how fast I'm falling, does it look like I'm gonna make it to the bottom this turn?
Yes. Or
Okay.
if you want to, you tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are
I'm-
you making it?
Just like, okay, I'm falling fast enough, I'm gonna make it. So by the time I get down there, I should be able to see what's fucking Desmond up. So before I hit the bottom, as I'm falling, I'm gonna rage.
Okay, so you're gonna take the damage.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay, so Thrain from the top ropes down, bounces, hits the ground, does a quick like, slight skid, and then above his head, and I rage.
Rawr.
more of
Angry
what?
Thrain noises on the ground.
And then, so
more
here
of a
goes the question.
Desmond, screaming Desmond.
Desmond.
What's that
So-
scene from Thor Ragnarok? When Bruce hits the bridge.
So
Give me,
Mhm.
can you please give me 3d6?
He's like,
You take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And I did check,
It'd be
bludgeoning,
halved.
bludgeoning damage from fall damage is not halved from rage. I looked that up. Because it's technically bludgeoning damage, but fall damage is its own thing,
Okay.
is what they say.
That makes sense.
That's what I wanted to look up before I said anything. So you grab onto the rope and you start sliding down, kind of controlling it, but you see him getting fucked up and you want to get down there as fast as possible. So you in 6 seconds you make it about 120 feet down to the bottom, and you hit the ground with this massive thud as dust clouds kick up underneath your weight. So
Does
you
it
hear this
make an
thud
obscured
behind.
area. So
Um,
is it obscured because of the dust cloud of me thudding?
Sure. I'll give you.
You know-
I'll give you 1 round of this area being lightly obscured by dust.
But
Cool.
does he stick to landing?
I mean, he did a what?
13? Athletics?
13 athletics.
Oh yeah,
I
13
mean,
athletics. That's better than a dwarf we know before.
ain't gonna say who.
4 might have needed a little bit of work, but I mean, you see him drop off the rope and poof, hit the ground. Dust kicks up, lightly obscuring you two.
Sin, I got a commission for you.
Yeah. And then back up at the top.
Hang on, I gotta mark this off. What am I concentrating on? Oh, guidance. Let me get rid of that.
And trying to shoot through the haze of this dust that got kicked up.
Oh my god. What the fuck? I call hacks.
All right. Desmond, you have you hear this loud thud behind you, and you turn around to see through the haze of dust Thrain standing there, just face full of rage. Just in time to see these bolts of green energy rip through the dust. One of them hitting you in the shoulder, one of them hitting Thrain, and the other two flying wild into the cave behind you both. I will say that anything that you're doing, you're going to be doing at disadvantage outside of this area too because of the dust cloud.
Yep. Okay. I maintained my concentration, right?
You did, yes.
Cool. Although I did get hit.
Once or twice.
Just once.
A lot. Once by a lot. They hit him hard.
They did. I think they got max damage.
Yeah, and they hit me with max damage. Back-to-back max damage, Cliff. That's why I'm calling hacks.
Nice.
Wait, I forgot to do this in the morning, doing it now.
I call hacks.
Hey, perfect. All right. I just so happen to have made a healing potion in the morning.
I don't believe you.
I see.
Before I so rudely interrupted him.
If you used your action, you would get the full 8 plus intelligence modifier.
Yep. And because my alchemical savant, I get an extra 3 on top of that as well. So 8 plus
3 plus 3?
intelligence. Yeah.
Okay.
So 11, 14.
Mm-hmm. So he's going to do his action and drink that.
No, that's not what you're supposed to do. All right, and you are still behind the cover of the dissipating cloud of dust.
I will say, because technically this is happening at the same time, Thrain is pulling out the Wand of Orcus as you're doing this, getting ready to look like he's about to run.
All right.
Technically it's happening at the same time, and it's going to determine what he does.
Then, as he's drinking his potion, he looks over at Thrain, hand on his shoulder. Actually, he doesn't need to touch him, healing word. So, drinks his potion, puts the bottle away, looks at Thrain, nods. I got your back, get him.
Nell and Roderick are on the way. Oh, Nell's on the way.
And that's his turn.
You moving anywhere, or are you staying there?
Staying there.
Okay. Thrain.
Let's see here. 25. And then, let me see something. What?
You run another 25 forward?
I was thinking about it. I was looking before I did.
Okay.
This thing. So, hang on. Before I do that. Jumping. How does it work? Running jump. Can I make the extra 5 feet? If I do running jump?
Technically, no. In 5e,
Okay.
Long jump doesn't do any additional damage or any additional distance. It's
Okay.
only how much of a gap you could actually clear.
Okay. I had to try.
If you weren't
Never
doing
mind.
it as a dash, I would let you roll like an athletics or something to do it, but this is like your action to dash.
Mm-hmm. And then can't do that. That's already that, and that. Do that's action. That's action. Action. This action. And then let's say right here. Come on. Hey, this isn't Baldur's Gate. I can't alt click for ping. Right here, spiritual weapon. I cannot. Never mind. I'm
But so you
raging.
can't cast when you're raging.
Yep, and that's my turn.
As soon as your foot hits the stone of these stairs, you see both skeletons in front of you take a knee.
He's gonna be getting ready. He's running, and then he's just gonna pause, like arm up, ready to swing.
Desmond, you see the two skeletons as Thrain gets there. They walk away from the door, and both of them take a knee facing him.
Question for you, Cliff.
Yeah.
When I stepped foot onto the stair, did I feel anything different? Like maybe a sense of dread?
We'll get to that on your turn.
Even though I stepped on it my last turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I'm like,
Dramatic effect.
because that Thrain is confused. If the dread hit him that turn, he'd be less confused.
Okay. What's Desmond do, though? At this point, the dust is settled, so you have, like, a fairly clear view of this.
Yeah. So Desmond like is spinning his spear, strikes it against the ground and gets that green flame going, and as he's pointing and the dust settles, he sees the two skeletons take a knee. And with the fire still on the tip of the spear pointing it at them, he like shouts out, "Thrain, what's going on?"
I don't know. His arm slowly lowers.
All right. And Desmond will hold his action to attack the one that attacks Thrain.
Okay. Thrain, can I please have a DC 25 wisdom save?
Fucking hell.
Hey! You,
I used to, what is it, Halo Spores.
you,
Baldur's Gate.
yeah, you feel like that urge to deliver this thing start pulling at you a little bit stronger, and you're able to focus through it as you're standing there. You do not feel the sense of dread. You feel a sense of welcoming.
Right, I haven't been to the temple since I attuned. What would I roll to figure out what the hell is going on?
Meaning what?
Like, I know what's going on. I'm trying to figure out why I would feel I'm trying to see if Thrain recognizes why I feel sense of welcome, and if I put two and two together that I'm at the Temple of Orcus and I'm the Wand of Orcus. That's why.
I mean, you could just do a like intelligence check, like just straight intelligence to see if you can put the pieces together. I'm assuming you'd already have some sort of inclination as to what's going on. Yeah, and I mean, like, you don't feel the dread because you have the wand, and they're kneeling because you have the wand. You still do have a very strong urge to deliver that wand as well. That hasn't changed.
So, what was a wisdom saving throw for? Was that
You
just
would
gonna
have
take my turn to go deliver it?
you would have been overwhelmed by the
Okay.
compulsion to do so. So you do still have the strong urge to do it, but you still have free will to do what you want. Basically, you need to achieve the goal, but you can achieve it at your pace. And I guess I should probably move this over here, seems how chat can't see what's going on. Chat still can't see what's going on. Okay. Does chat, do you not have dark vision?
You can make dark vision as big as you want too. Like senses, I have dark vision 60. So you might be able to make however big dark vision you want on their
I don't
character
think
sheet.
that actually does anything.
Doesn't it not? Because how do I have dark vision?
Maybe it does. Oh, that does work.
Is this it? Never mind. It is a door. I'm like, is this a door? As I hover over, it's a door.
It's a door.
I'm gonna realizing this. I'm gonna hold the wand in front of me. I'm gonna look into the eyes of the wand.
Mm-hmm.
Are they doing anything special?
Nope.
It's calling it to Desmond. It's because of this. I've had a vision that I need to deliver this here. And I feel a strong pull to just go and deliver this now.
Don't do it.
Does Desmond actually say that?
Yeah.
I can't not do it. But I can hold off for now, but it has to be done. And I'll walk up to the door and open it.
The door opens right up for you.
I'm gonna
And
wait
Drake
here
takes Ship of Fools. Welcome everybody in. Spencer, what's going on? How's everybody?
and I'm gonna wait here for Desmond if he decides to join me.
All right. Desmond.
He'll
Last time I interacted with these cultists, these skeletons, what language did they speak to me in?
They spoke with you in a mixture of abyssal and
Infernal or primordial?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Mixture of the two I have.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at them, are you going to attack him in that same language?
You get no response. They just are almost statuesque as they're knelt down to you.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
So Desmond is standing there with one arm extended, with the spear out. Lowers it, and the flame dissipates as he does. He still holds the spear out, but he's walking towards you now.
Are you?
And let's full dash, so makes it right beside Thrain.
Okay.
And as he steps up with Thrain, we got to get these runes one way or another.
Agreed.
Lead the way.
Well, take that at the end of your turn.
Mhm.
And then that's going to be rage dropping. Because I haven't taken damage or attacked anything last turn. Which is convenient. Because I'm going to cast Locate Object.
Okay.
Looking back on every other time that I've... Well, hang on. Make sure I can cast... Yeah, okay, it's one action. Every other time that I've used it with looking for this specific relic or art.
Yep.
Yeah, thing.
Yeah, and as you cast it, you see it right there.
Okay. It's over that way, and I'll point. How long does that last? 10 minutes. Okay. And
The
walk
rune
here.
first, then we'll see what happens.
As you move in, you are strongly compelled to turn right.
And then because he's not 100% focusing on pushing that out, he's going to start taking a step to the right, but corrects himself, and then I'm going to end up dashing. 2, 3, 4, 5. There.
All right.
Resisting the urge to...
Now I get jumped. Oh. 25 there first. Then dash, moving here.
And you hear the door close behind you guys. You hear and it echoes throughout the caverns of this temple.
You know,
Oh, good.
hang on a second. Let me look at something.
I need to open the door back up so I can bring the chat in and then close the door again. That's literally how I have to do it, guys. I'm sorry.
You even you as a GM can't move around that?
No, I can, but chat view is not me.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Technically, you could have pulled it with GM view, but
Yeah. I can do it with GM view, no problem. And I can move tokens
Yeah.
through the door as a GM.
okay. I was like, that's odd that you can't do that through GM view.
Yeah.
But damn it, I can't do that. It's half proficiency bonus. Damn it. Okay. I have no way to tell now. Step and then open the door. But I can't hit the door because I can't. There it is. There's the hitbox.
Weedbacker PD, thank you for the follow. All right, yeah, you open it up and more of the temple lays out in front of you. You see at the end of the hallway this large statue of Orcus that is similar to the one that was toppled and broken where you came into the temple previously.
And then just gonna keep walking. I'm gonna stop there.
All right. And then...
And I'm guessing I'm still getting this pull to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to put a circle on the map where the relic is? Because I should see it. I see it for 10 minutes.
Sure. You see it around this area right here. It's not stationary, though.
The relic is moving.
It's not moving much. It's in that same general area the whole time, but...
Okay. Same 5-foot square, just...
Not necessarily the same 5-foot square. It may be...
Okay.
I mean, it may be like... It's just going to be a dick is what it's going to do.
Yeah. Well, I don't need necessarily specific. I'm just saying it is moving.
You will do what I tell you to do! Fuck it.
Yeah. It's there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Chat, you saw nothing.
Yeah. Is it just me, Desmond, and I going back and forth on our turns for now? Until we
For now, yeah.
at least get to this next door.
Yeah.
Can I just move to the door?
Nope.
No.
My
Okay.
turn's up.
Desmond, can I please have a con saving throw?
I'm good at those. I'm not good at those.
So-
Are you sure about that?
As you've been walking through this hallway, that feeling of dread has been really building up, and it is hit an all-time high right now. Like, you
So-
feel bad vibes from that door in front of you.
And I'm looking like I'm about to walk right into that door.
Desmond, like, with each step, like, gets slower and slower and, like, pulls off his mask, attaches it to his belt, looks at you. Hurry.
I'll do my best.
Like, wipes sweat from his forehead and just, like, looks like he's trying to walk forward more, but, like, his grip on his spear is tight and, like, clenching his jaw.
Okay. Meanwhile, Thrain looks completely unaffected. Just standing. Not necessarily in a rush, but moving at a brisk pace.
All right, it is your turn.
That considered 10 feet.
Yep.
Okay. Well, considering we were getting attacked. Like to make, or do I need to make a history roll to see if I recognize this chamber?
No, not at all. Hold on one second, though, because this didn't do what it was supposed to do. As you open the door, you see that giant skull that you vaguely seen for a moment when you opened the door last time, you see it now above the altar, and you see this incorporeal skeletal body now attached to it as it is slowly like moving around, like trying to figure out how it works. And as you open that door, you see some of the cultists that are in there, and all of them slowly turn and look at you. And as that happens, you see that skull turn, look at you, and you hear this eruptuous laughter as it steps down off of the altar and begins heading towards you.
In a threatening manner or just walking type?
It's just walking. It's pretty threatening in general, given the fact that it's a giant fucking, 10 foot by 10 foot skull attached to a body that's proportionate to it, so it's probably 25, 30 feet tall.
Okay.
It's a big boy.
Threatening.
Yep. Good news is you still have 15 feet of movement left, plus your action and bonus action. What do you want to do?
See, Baldur's Gate me would just be like, and close the door.
You can still do that if you want.
I know. But... What is this place in that language?
The giant skeleton is moving towards you, says, salvation.
Who are you? And I'll take a step in.
You just hear that laughter again erupt out. He says, I am your lord of undeath. All right. Boop, boop, doop, boop, boop. Anything else you want to do in your turn, I should say?
I'm gonna hold my action. If anything attacks myself or Desmond, I'm going to turn undead.
Sure. Okay. Doop, 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 doop. Boo. What the fuck? Interesting.
I didn't realize Echo was in this fight and Eva.
No, they're not. I just turned everybody on all at once.
I know.
So the large skeleton moves closer to you and holds out his hand, and he says, return to me what is mine. Desmond, you hear all this stuff too?
Does he understand it?
No, probably not. He understands laughter. It just sounds like a good time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big guy's just happy.
The big guy he doesn't see yet.
Am I able to move forward still, or
Oh yeah, yeah.
he is
Uh,
going to move here?
Yeah.
So
Literally
That-
got your back, dude.
that locate object, is it on the big guy?
Yep.
Okay.
Smack dab right in the middle of his forehead.
Oh, in his forehead. Okay.
Team up, team up.
Okay, I'll wait till my turn.
Yeah, Desmond, you breached the corner to see 4 of these cultists standing in a like spearhead formation, and at the tip of the spearhead, this large, like 30-foot tall, incorporeal skeleton with a giant corporeal skull with something glowing that orangish color that you see when you look at the scar on your face right in the middle of his forehead.
He wouldn't see anything if it's making its own light, yes, but if it's the locate object only, I would see that light.
No. You'd see the object itself. You would see though.
Okay. It is orangish.
Mm-hmm. Like has like kind of like that shimmer to it, like that magical shimmer.
Okay.
Yep. He doesn't do shit. Literally doesn't do shit. Doesn't even hold an action or anything. He stands there like hand on Thrain's shoulder, like on the back, and that's his turn.
You just feel like Desmond's grip on you, like.
What feeling do I have? Do I have a feeling to which way is it pulling me? Is it pulling me to the skeleton, or is it still pulling me to the altar?
You're still being compelled to go the other way.
Are you talking about this? Holding up the wand?
Do not play. Give me what is mine.
What, this replica? Chocolate says it.
This goes one of 2 ways. You choose if you want to live here with your skin attached or not.
What happens if I do what this wand is telling me to? And go put this in that altar.
You see him just like lower its head and he just kind of like shakes it. And then he like, you see him like kind of stretch out a little bit and you hear like this creaking, cracking noise as he like extends his wingspan out. And you see these like skeletal wings kind of jut out of his back. And he doesn't say anything else to you.
Do I give him the wand? In common to Desmond. More under my breath than anything, but not necessarily stealthy.
Traded for the gem.
I'll give you this. For that gem that's in your forehead.
Deal.
I'm not moving until he moves to pull it, remove the gem.
All right. So what else are you doing? Anything?
Still holding my turn.
Okay. Holding it for what?
Any attacks? Gonna let me make sure is actually. He because he's touching the square, he's technically within 30 feet of me, right? 'Cause that's 30 feet.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Hold my turn. Turn that if I get attacked.
Okay. You see him kind of like his wings like do like one like push, and you hear this sort of like crickly sound, and as it does in one large jump, he lands right in front of you, and
Flinches.
as his wings flap, you hear a and you see two braziers burst into green flame.
Oh, he's cool.
All right, and he reaches for you, and he goes to take the wand out of your hand.
Gem first.
He's not asking.
No, I know.
No, he's taking the thing out of your hand, unless you're trying to contest it.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. If you're trying to contest it, go ahead and give me a strength saving throw.
Damn this wand. I would have saved too.
Yeah. So he is grabbing the weapon and he is basically pulling it from your fucking hand. And like as you like put up a fight, you see him like, and he like yanks it. And he like puts his face down to your face, like he like bends down and he like looks in your face. I should shave the bones from your friend for this. And he like looks up at Desmond. Good fucking sound cue. And then he turns around and starts walking away.
What about our deal?
You will get it once it's done serving its purpose.
That is not our deal we made.
He like looks back over his shoulder.
Just straight face staring him down.
I'd advise you not to test my patience. Desmond.
As he was kneeling down, the grip on Thrain's shoulder is gone, and when he starts walking away, Desmond like half crouches and leans forward. What's going on?
He said I'll get it once it's done serving its perfect purpose. He told me not to test his patience when I asked about the deal.
Desmond grabs both ends of his spear and just stands there and waits.
What is its purpose?
You get no response. He's just still walking away from you.
I'm gonna try to follow him. So just can't really keep up with him because he hasn't moved further than that, but yeah.
Sure.
Just gonna hold that same action.
Okay. Um, and you see him walk over. He climbs back onto the altar. He hands the mace over to the thick cultist. And he lays down on the altar. You judging him for his thickness? Is that why you're laughing, huh?
I just seen it. That's his favorite.
I like the thick one. Desmond.
Right behind Thrain.
Oh, and as he lays down on the altar, you hear as the other braziers on the other side of the room light up.
Slightly ominous, slightly comforting for Desmond.
Green fire.
Right.
Scary people. But green fire. Once he wait, it's not my turn yet.
My turn's done. That's it.
Once he took the mace,
Mm-hmm.
what was the compulsion telling me to do?
Oh, you lost it. You lost the feeling of it altogether. That sense of dread is starting to build back up.
Let's start walking up.
As you like go to step on this step right here, one of the cultists turns and looks at you and says, "That's far enough."
I'll free action, pull out my warhammer. Look back at Desmond. What do you think we should do? You see him pulling out his warhammer. And then you kind of see his hand start to glow, his offhand. In a bright light, not his usual. Something that you might recognize. The flash before that you would see before you go running.
Desmond just like shakes his head, like looks down at your feet, like refusing to make eye contact with you. The runes are the priority.
Light will fade, but I'll still have the Warhammer out. Hold my action. Same thing.
The cultists all begin chanting. And they say, "We call upon you, O Lord of Undeath, we call upon you." And as they chant it a third time, the dummy thick one takes the wand and smashes it against the altar. And as he smashes it against the altar, you hear this loud shattering sound. And from the remnants of this skull, you see this black gem cling onto the altar. And he takes the gem and he reaches into the skull and he pulls out the shard. And as he pulls out the shard, you see the body of this large skeleton dissipate. And he puts the gem into it. And as he does, you see that incorporeal skeleton figure reappear. And as he does, you see the flames kick up. And this entire room begins to glow green. And then he takes the shard and he throws it at you.
Oh, gotcha.
And you start seeing the incorporeal skeletal body start to like fade in a little bit, and all of a sudden it looks like what you're looking at is an actual skeleton there now, not an incorporeal one. And you see the head move a little bit and the body move a little bit. And you start hearing laughter coming from the cultists. One of them lets out a howl. Desmond.
As soon as he sees Thrain grab the rune, he like looks at him. We leave.
It's gonna nod.
Desmond's drags the entire map with him, apparently.
I've been doing that a lot. I think Fantasy Island's like lagging.
That was 40. So, full dash, leaving.
Desmond's tired of the dread. I'm gonna walk backwards to here. So what? This was only temporary use?
You get no response. They're still chanting.
Oh, they're still chanting.
Oh yeah, they're still chanting. As you walk out the door, the last thing you see is the skeleton begin to sit up as the door is shut. And you start feeling the ground of the temple begin to vibrate underneath your feet.
Okay.
Desmond.
Goodbye.
As you like burst out the door, like you feel it like hit the cultist in the back as it just steps to the side. By the time you make your way out here, you're feeling like the ground underneath you shaking. You're hearing the sounds of like rocks falling in this open cavern here. You're hearing the stones hitting the ground. You're starting to see some of the dust and the sand from the cracks kind of chittering down.
We fucked up.
I'm sure it's fine.
Drain. The ground begins even more violently rumbling underneath your feet, to the point that you're seeing dust being knocked off the ceiling. Desmond.
I think that's where he first came in, and the spear landed somewhere near there.
Yeah, the spear's like here.
Okay. So instead of up one, he would be down one. Then I guess he would make it to here.
Okay.
So grabbing onto the spear, getting ready to like walk forward and pull himself up using the spear.
Okay. As you walk out, you see the two cultists walk inside and then close the doors behind them. Oh no. Chat view is stuck in there.
No, we gotta go back for it.
Don't worry, guys, they made it. As the door shuts, you hear a rumble, and all of a sudden you start seeing larger chunks of rock start to crumble around you as boulders are dislodging from this cavern, and you feel the shaking rumbling underneath your feet.
Rest of 30 feet of movement, pulling himself up, then another 30 feet with a dash, then the remainder of the way with his blessing to teleport out.
All right, I'm gonna need a athletics check of 10. I'm gonna need an athletics check of 15, and then you can use your wand to get out.
Okay. I wish I got that for the second one. I really wish I would have got that for the second one.
So you make it up, and then as you're trying to go further up, you're feeling like you're realizing that 60 feet of hand over hand pulling yourself on a rope is hard fucking work. You could still use your wand if you want to. It's 60 feet. You made it 30. It'll get you basically to the top.
So, yeah, he's gonna try to wand, and then immediately after wand blessing to close the rest of the distance without falling too much after the wand.
How many blessings do you get a day?
3
Okay. Then yeah, you can do that.
left.
But first, I need a D10, please. Okay. So you feel like your strength giving out a little bit, so you just kind of wand up into the air, shoot yourself up, do your blessing of the dusk, shoot yourself the rest of the way, and you land in the sand. You can feel the ground vibrating underneath you from up here. As this dude who is holding on to the sword looks scared as fuck, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Thrain.
Also looking around, seeing if Nell is anywhere.
You do not see them yet, no.
Well, it's been, a minute and 18 seconds?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they were further in the city than where Desmond was, so it's gonna take a little bit longer. Thrain, as you get there, you start seeing massive chunks of rock breaking off and falling down. Doof, doof, doof. And as you look back, you can see, you can almost see a visual sway on the temple as you're looking back at it.
Okay. That was 35 there, so I've already dashed.
Yeah, so you're not going to be able to do anything else with it, really.
So I'm just going to stand there. You can get ready to start climbing. I'm just going to watch the temple.
Yep. Okay. Desmond, so you are 100 feet up. You're feeling the vibration underneath your feet. You're seeing the sand start to like cavalcade into the hole, even more, like from all angles. And as you look down at the ground, as you're looking at Thrain's image 100 feet down from you, Thrain looks like he's moving like this.
Desmond's gonna kneel down next to this dude and grab the sword with them and like help hold it in place.
Okay.
If I pulled the spear out, could I walk up the wall any way? Like using the rope to pull myself as I walk up the wall?
Sure.
I'll do that.
All right. Give me a athletics roll with advantage.
Do I still have the disadvantage?
You do not. You don't have any of the benefits or the disadvantages that the wand gave you.
Suddenly not hungry at all, and feel like shit for other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I ate too much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hang on. Yeah, no, okay. Well, I feel like he's about to get sick. Then shake his head and start climbing. And then advantage athletics.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so you could do your full dash. and get 50 feet up the wall, about halfway up. As you're moving your way up, you see a large chunk, probably about 20 feet by 30 feet of the wall break off and land on the steps of the temple. And as that happens, you hear a shift, and you see the temple start to slide backwards. So like your view of where the temple is at, you're seeing it like sliding down into the side, like it's sinking further into the sand. As more sand starts to spill down on your face as you're walking up this ledge, and you can start seeing these large chunks of the cavern breaking off and falling into this area here. Desmond.
Still holding the blade, so it's secure.
Okay.
Not with the weight of a train on it.
Okay. And yeah, you're feeling the ground rumbling beneath your feet even more. The blade, you feel it start to shift in the sand a little bit, so you like both have to like push down and hold that, and hope that the knot that he tied on it's good. Thrain, can I please have athletics with advantage? You start pulling yourself up. Sand begins to pour down on top of you. You're fighting against this hole filling itself in. You're feeling the stone beneath your feet as you're like trying to walk up this ledge, breaking off. As you get to the top, reaching out for Desmond's hand, him and the other grab you and pull you in as you start to feel the sand rush underneath you. Can I have both of you giving me either an athletics or an acrobatics check, please, as you try to avoid this cave-in of sand? Thrain, you have one fate point. You start to get pulled up as Desmond and the other worker gets you out of the hole and pulled completely to what they thought is safety. You hear a loud rumble from underneath as you see the sand start to race down, and you feel yourself being pulled down almost like a current of sand as it's filling its way through. Desmond begins to run as the sand starts to pull at him. You see the worker go and you get sucked back behind you and like shot down the hole, and you feel yourself losing grip too. What are you gonna do? Stop that.
Still muted.
It's funnier because they're muted. Your mic just gave up then.
Cliff,
Yeah.
I'm reaching here
Sure.
because of everything that's going on. Would I have been able to leverage my danger sense of God advantage, being that I was seeing the sand start rushing more?
Sure. Sure, go ahead and roll a second of athletics.
Better.
I tried.
Yeah.
I tried. Okay.
So I say again, you have 1 fate point.
I know. I was just looking through all my actions, having like, what do I have?
How about now?
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
Finally.
Have you been trying to talk at all? Besides just
Oh, there's
now?
been plenty of times where I tried to say shit.
Oh,
We ain't heard nothing.
Yeah.
Fucking lit.
Thrain. Thrain.
Mm.
Do a teleport. Do a blessing of dusk.
You guys gonna do another team up? Actually, you
The
can't
thing
even
is,
do that
I
because
don't-
he doesn't have any
Yeah,
left
I've
to give.
used all mine.
Yeah.
Just fate point it. This could be the start of your conversion.
Cliff?
You
how many-
let me know what you want to do. We'll see if we can make it work.
I've only done that once
During a team up, yeah.
during a team up. And I've talked to Desmond a decent amount of how that might work, what happens, and if start thinking back to that time, how I felt, what it felt like to do that. Try everything I can to try to replicate what it was. And did you say anything when you did it?
Nope.
What is it? It's the matron of the Ravens, right?
Mhm.
And as I focus in on it, I'm gonna say, matron of the Raven, be with me. It's sort of a prayer. And try to do it. About. Let me see here. And I'm guessing you want to roll.
That's where we're gonna end it at for the night.
Right. And if Desmond's running away, he wouldn't hear it because it's under my breath.
Yeah. So you close your eyes to say that, and as your eyes close, that's where the camera will fade to black. You'll have to wait until next
But
time.
this thing, I was rolling really good tonight. Just wanna
Were
get
you
the die out
though?
now.
That 6 and with that 8?
A double 14, a 17. Those were
You have to
Goofed.
realize he's saying really good, but it's for Thrain.
Correct.
Oh,
Really
right,
good
gotcha,
for brain.
gotcha. It's
I
not
rolled-
triple ones, you're saying?
Right.
well. I mean, look at my rolls. It was a 20 and a 5. Okay, the 5 wasn't good. A 19, an 18.
I think you got all the good rolls out of the way, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are we playing next week?
I don't think we have anything coming up in the foreseeable future.
On the 31st of January.
Baller. Okay.
Do I have anything coming up? No. Good.
I mean, I got therapy, but that's not on Friday.
That's on Wednesdays for me.
Monday.
Tell your therapist they can join. We need 2 more players anyways. It'll make it fun.
Hey, Dolores.
We're going to call you Dottie. I can't do Dolores. I'm sorry. It's against my religion. Yeah. What the fuck?
So along that, because of the pull and everything, how the wand was controlling his mind, he hasn't sank in what he just did.
Especially the leaving of the workers behind
Oh,
in the
that's
pit
least of our
Yeah.
worries.
to go
Yeah.
into the temple in the first place.
Well, so here's Thrain's line of thought. I was just getting magic shot at me. I'm running up there to smack them. They step out of my way and kneel. I'm like, the fuck? If I walk away, they're gonna start shooting again.
But there's people being buried alive by sand.
Wait until that temple surfaces and lays waste to sand skill. I don't think we're going to be worried about those 5 people.
Oh,
The temple was
I
going the
know.
opposite direction.
Yeah, that's not how my brain thought it was going. I thought my brain thought it was going up.
No, the temple was shifting down in a way. It was sinking, I said.
After you described it, I understood. My brain was something like, it's going to go up right through the temple. Then it's going to burst through the ground. And, well, that's going to be all hell breaking loose.
Literally.
Uh-huh.
Those 5 workers will write a song about them or something.
Listen, all I'm saying is if we focused on the workers, we probably wouldn't have resurrected Orcus.
Probably wouldn't have gotten the rune, too.
Right?
So, Cliff, what's done is done.
Mhm.
I can't change that.
Correct.
While he was in my face, if I rolled well enough, would I have been able to grab the gem?
You could have tried, yes.
Okay.
You
Well, he
can
was
try as a
bending down.
DM means probably not, no.
It means you could try. I gave him a
That's
DC
never what it
25
meant
wisdom
to me.
save. He made it.
That's the second DC 25 I've made.
I will say, non-spoilery, but like,
Uh-huh.
the whole outcome of this would have been so much different if you failed that.
Yeah.
Probably for the better.
I
But on
would-
that
I
note,
would-
we're gonna raid out to King Nothing Live.
Yeah.
There was one that was like, fuckboy fundraiser. I was curious, but I didn't click on it.
No, thank you.
Hold on.
Like, no, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I thought about it, but King Nothing Live's where we're gonna go. So I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back next week. Bye.
Yeah. I see it.
No fuckboy fundraiser for us.